What's going on, everyone? We got to go over Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin went all the way down to 59K, and now Bitcoin is trying to work its way back up, but it's probably going to continue downwards. And I mentioned this inside my previous videos that this was going to happen. So we're going to talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. As you can see, we were down 4% in the last 24 hours earlier, but I couldn't make the video in time. And then we were down like over 8% in the last 7 days. So we were down a lot, and Bitcoin actually went all the way down to 59K, almost touched 58K briefly. But yeah, it went all the way down to 59K. So that is actually pretty crazy. And I've been telling people that it's going to go down here and it's going to do that. I've been telling people that it was going to get rejected. But anyways, what happened up here is we got rejected at the 50-day moving average, which is the red line right here. And as we got rejected at that 50-day moving average, we tried to push past and got rejected at this bear flag, right? So we got rejected at the bear flag and the 50-day moving averages. Bear flags are bearish patterns right here. And yeah, so we got rejected there. So now we're pulling back down. And like I mentioned before in my previous videos, we are heading towards 50K. That's where we're heading for right now. Some people don't believe me, but look, it's happening in real time. Actually, right around here, someone commented on one of my videos, and he was calling me stupid, saying that Bitcoin's about to take off, saying it was at the bottom, cussing me out, calling me stupid, calling me a scammer. And look at what's happening now. You won't see those same people inside the comments because, yeah, they don't go off of technical analysis. And these people, they go off of their feelings and not the technical analysis. But when you go off the technical analysis, you see that we are bearish and that we're going to continue downwards, right? So lots of selling pressure here on Bitcoin on the MACD. Lots of selling pressure right there on the percent on trend exhaustion. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. On the percent on trend exhaustion on the 4-hour chart, we are at an oversold range. We could drop a little more and become a little more oversold. So there's still that possibility right there. On the daily chart, though, this is very, 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 very important. Very important. So as you can see here on the percent on trend exhaustion for the daily chart, we see the blue line, which is the long-term trend, is selling off and going into the oversold region, while the white line, the short-term trend, is, still kind of staying up there, right? So that is pretty much grounds for a pullback. As you can see right here, the buying pressure is waning down. So we're going to see the buying pressure going down here. We're starting to see this curve downwards on the MACD, which means that we're probably about to create a new lower low. If you actually look over here, the lower lows for the bullish divergence shows that we get lower lows on our chart while we simultaneously have higher lows on our MACD. And this is what I've been preaching the whole time. This is what I've been talking about. This is what I've been going off of. And if you look at all of my videos within the past week, the past 2 weeks, the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, I've been saying the same exact thing for like literally the last 6 months, literally. And I'm not even exaggerating. I've been saying the same thing for the last 6 months. And I'm going to keep saying it. We are having bullish divergence. Just because it's bullish divergence, it doesn't mean that it needs to take off. It just means that it's going to create lower lows and it's setting up the breakout. It's setting up for the breakout. It's setting up for the uptrend. So as it's setting up for the uptrend, it has to create its final lower low, its final bottom. And that's exactly what it's doing now. It's not going to just double bottom out here, right? Like this. What we're going to end up seeing here is a continued pullback. And then we're going to end up having a lower low at that bottom around 59K. So that's what I've been saying, and I've been saying it the whole time. So just wait, be patient, let it go, let it happen. GDP growth rate coming out tomorrow on the 25th, PCE index, all that good stuff. So a lot of important financial information coming out tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, we're getting the bullish divergence. So as we sell off here, we're going to end up seeing a good opportunity here, because then we're going to see these higher lows on the MACD. And that would create the lower lows on our charts. All right. So we're doing that in real time. And just to give you the perfect example, I've been trading. This is why I wasn't able to make the video earlier, because I've been trading the SPY, the S&P 500, right? I've been trading it the whole time. And it's been doing the same exact thing. This is what divergence is. This is what bullish divergence is right here, right? You see these higher lows on the MACD while you simultaneously create lower lows on your chart. Higher lows on your MACD while you simultaneously create lower lows on your chart. I've been trading all day long, day trading, and we've just been seeing us creating these lower lows, right? We've just been creating lower lows and continuing to go down. This right here is a lower low, and then this right here is the next lower low. Notice when you come over here, you see this, but this selling pressure is way less. But notice how it created a lower low. Let me say that again. Notice how the selling pressure right here is way less than right here, but it created a lower low right here. And it did that because bullish divergence, because you create those lower lows on your chart as you create your higher lows on your MACD. And this, I'm using it as an example. When you look at Bitcoin, it's going to look exactly like this. I mean, SPY, it's a textbook play right here where you just kept creating lower lows. Easy layup. Very easy trading when you're doing divergence with the MACD. And I am thinking of creating an exclusive group. It's not going to be cheap, but it's going to be an exclusive group where people have direct access to me and to what I know and my knowledge on trading. And I'll probably charge $100 a month. So not a lot of people are going to join it, but I'm going to charge $100 a month because I don't have time to do all that. But I've noticed people have been asking, someone asked in the comments the other day if I teach. So I guess I'll do that, but it's going to be $100 a month because I don't want to do it. So if I don't want to do it, I'm going to charge a lot for it. And then if people want to pay it, they can pay it. All right. But yeah, that's just one thing that I'm going to be doing. And then you guys can follow along with me and you guys can get some info for me. And yeah, I can give you good plays for crypto and good trades and all that. But yeah, let's move on past that. Let's talk about Bitcoin a little more. Check out the link in the description for Avantisfy, best DeFi perps trading on the Base platform. And you can do 10x leverage on SpaceX, and you can do up to 500x leverage on Bitcoin. So check out that link in the description for Avantisfy. But back into Bitcoin, we were talking about the daily chart here and how we are going to continue to sell off a little bit more. If you look at the weekly chart, I mean, the weekly chart is doing exactly what I said it would do, right? And I'm not tooting my own horn here. I'm just saying it's doing exactly what I said it would, right? This is what I said it would do. We were going to have another higher low on the MACD, like I mentioned before, and then we're going to see more buying pressure coming in after that because it's bullish divergence. We'll eventually go into the bull market afterwards, right? And like I said, August, September, October, November, sometime towards the end of the year, we should be bullish, right? Sometimes toward the end of the year. But yeah, we're still having that bullish divergence and we're going through it right now. 50K is coming soon. Be prepared. On the percent our trend exhaustion, we are oversold here. But it doesn't mean that we can become more oversold. We're just now touching the oversold region. Usually we trade within the region for a little bit longer. All right, but we've just now touched it, right? We touched it before earlier in the year, but now we're touching it again. And even though we're touching it again, notice how we're creating lower lows, but the percent our trend exhaustion is at the same exact spot it was before. That's the same thing. Bullish divergence, bullish divergence, bullish divergence. I don't know how many times I can say it, but bullish divergence is going to save you inside of this market. Well, knowing what it is going to save you inside the market. Now, this is the monthly chart. I typically don't go over the monthly chart because it's too long term, way too long term for me. But look at all this selling pressure. Look at all that selling pressure. We're going to get a little bit more selling pressure, guys. We're going to get a little bit more selling pressure as it comes here. And then, like I said, towards the end of the year, that's when we're going to start seeing the buying pressure come in towards the end of the year. And then boom, it's going to take off. All right. So just be patient. We're about to switch bullish, right? We're about to switch into the bull run. But you just got to be patient. We are now tapping the 50-day moving average on the monthly chart. So since we're touching the 50-day moving average on the monthly chart, there is a possibility of another trap or another perceived recovery, another bull trap. So if you see it taking off right here, just know we just now touched the 50-day moving average. It's kind of odd, right? How it touches the 50-day moving average right here, and then it just starts to take off, right? Because that's how bull traps are formed, right? It makes you think that something else is happening, but it's really not. And the reason why I mentioned that, if you scroll out here, some people will look at this and they'll be like, oh, this is a double bottom. They're like, oh, this is a bullish double bottom. If you look right here, double bottoms are bullish patterns. All right. So let me pull it right here so you can actually see it. So yeah, you can see that right there in the middle. The double bottom is a bullish pattern right there. So this is very, very, very important because I don't think this is a double bottom. I do not think it's a double bottom. All right. So some people are going to think so, but that's not the case. It's a bull trap. If you think it's a double bottom, just know if it starts to recover from here, it's really not bullish until it reaches like 68K. But other than that, I think it's going to do some type of trap and then it's going to continue downwards. So be prepared for that trap to happen and don't fall for it. That's kind of all I can tell you guys right now. Just don't fall for the trap. We're still bearish here. All right. Now, there is something some people are talking about. This guy says, Mark B, he says, can anyone tell me why Bitcoin is nearing 60K right now? Technical analysis. That's how I say you got to do the technical analysis. It's not all about fundamentals. Like, you're not just going to see some headline about Larry Fink did this, of Larry Fink of BlackRock, right? You're not going to see some big headline right now that's going to move Bitcoin down. If it's a headline that's going to move Bitcoin, it might be a headline to move it up, right? Like Trump ending the war, that would move it up and then artificially cut off the bear market. You know, they could artificially cut off the bear market if it was really real that it ended the war. But we already know he keeps lying, saying, "Oh, well, yeah, I talked to him," but he never talked to him. But yeah, this is how it is. So yeah, anyways, let's just, wait until it continues to hit 50K, and then, we'll see what happens from there. This guy says $150 million in Bitcoin buy orders have been placed between $59,000 and $60,000. So pretty much what's happening is people are buying because they think that this is the end. They think that this is the end, so they're buying right here. And people are also buying because this is a good price. This is a super good price. I personally think the bottom might be 50. The bottom might be 50K, 45K, or 40K, or 30K. Nobody knows. But what we do know is 60K is a good price. 60K compared to what everyone else was buying earlier this year for 120K last year. I think 50K, I think 60K is good, right? So people are out here, they were out here running around trying to buy Bitcoin for 100K, but now it's at 60K. So that's why you're seeing a bunch of people loading up, because it's called dollar cost averaging, right? Dollar cost averaging. If I buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin at 60K, and then it drops down to 50K, then I just lost some money, right? But then if I buy back in at 50K with another $1,000, now when it gets back up to $60,000, now I am up even more, right? Now I'm up even more because I dollar cost averaged down. So if I bought at 60K, then I bought at 50K, my dollar cost average is now at 55K. So look right here. I buy here. Now my average is here. So now when I reach that point in the middle, and I'll mark this so this is the dollar cost average. Now that we're in the middle at the dollar cost average, now you can take your date and range thing here. And now when you get back up to 60K, now you're up 10%, right? You're up 10% right out the gate. You bought in at 60K and you bought it at 50K. So now when you get to 55K, you're break even. And then when you get up to 60K, you're now up 10%, right? And that's why dollar cost averaging is so good. That's why it's so good, because eventually, Bitcoin's going to bottom out and you're just going to buy it at a really good price. All right. So dollar cost averaging is probably the best. I would say if you guys are holding out on Bitcoin and you don't want to buy it now because you're watching my videos, that's probably not going to be the smartest idea. Especially if you're long term. If you're short term, that's a good idea. You don't want to be doing Bitcoin trading short term right now. But if you're long term, right now is not a bad time. Like if you're planning to hold Bitcoin for the next 5 years, I think in 5 years Bitcoin probably will be at $1 million, right? I personally think it will be at $1 million because that will be 2030, and that is the projection a lot of people have. So I think it will hit $1 million by then, and buying at 60K right now is not a big deal. All right. So anyways, that's how I see it. Kaleo, he says, expecting a violent move lower when 60K breaks. Still believe from a time perspective, we are only 3 to 4 months away from the lows of this market. I agree too. I think that we're going to continue downwards. And again, October, somewhere around there, October, November, December, January, somewhere around there, October. All right. So yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this financial advice. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the link in the description for Chart Prime automated trading indicators, best trading indicators on Base platform. And you can go ahead and check that out and sign up through the link in the description to help out the channel so I can get those trading fees. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. Link in the description if you guys want to go ahead and do some futures trading. And I will be creating an exclusive group. It will be $100 a month. And it's going to be pretty much just like a group where people have access to me. If anyone has any questions, they can literally 24/7 get the info right there. All right. And also for, different signals like, hey, this coin's about to take off. So I think that would be a good thing because I mean, $1,000 can make you $100 inside of one day. All right. So I think charging $100 a month is not a bad deal, especially if I can make you $100 in one day. All right. So anyways, this is all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe. As always, I'll be back with another video.